Welcome back to the Retro Cartoon Dude Show, the show where we watch these insane old cartoons so you don't have to. I'm Chris.
And I'm Connor.
And today we're going to be breaking down Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue, which is a 1990 anti-drug cartoon crossover special made by the people clearly on the most drugs. It's about a teen named Michael and how his weed addiction leads him to nearly smoke crack. Luckily, the fucking Muppet Babies and various other 80s cartoon characters scare him straight. I used to rent this from the library all the time when I was a kid, probably
really?
5 years old. Yeah, went down to the old Burnt River Library, 25 cents to rent this VHS.
Was this effective for you? Or did you just like it? Did you like it just because it had all those characters, or were you really connecting with the anti-drug messaging?
Oh, it was only because it had all these fucking sick characters.
Right.
Which leads me to my biggest question about this special is like, who is this for?
Yeah, I will say I have a huge problem with these types of like interventionist. I think they're fascinating, but they're not well executed. I think there is just such a fear of drugs in the 80s, and it's so this doesn't even get specific about the drugs that it's talking about. You know, it's just like all drugs, you don't touch them. I think they were afraid that 5-year-olds are, you know, they're like, if they're targeting kids, then we got to make these things for kids. But it's like big miss.
I mean, when I was a kid watching this, like I had no idea what drugs were or that they existed. All I knew was that fucking Elf and the Smurfs existed.
Exactly.
And I was like, what? They're sick. Like, what are they up to? Now, because of that, I know what drugs are.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, if we're going to go by the amount of people nowadays who are ironically wearing like the Dare shirts, these types of shows or programs or whatever, a lot of the time had adverse effects.
Well, maybe there was a couple 5-year-olds out there who were on the fence about crack, and after they saw this, they were like, you know what? I'm going to put down the pipe.
Can only hope so.
Pick the Legos back up, give them another try.
Yeah, make a Lego crack pipe.
All right, let's get into some fun facts about Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue. The film includes many characters from several animated television series, such as The Smurfs, Elf, Garfield, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Winnie the Pooh, Muppet Babies, Ghostbusters, the Looney Tunes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and DuckTales.
What's up with the Muppet Babies? Was that was like a thing?
Yeah, it was a cartoon.
Okay.
I know. I don't like seeing the Muppets not in Muppet form. It kind of defeats the purpose of them.
Yeah, I was a little confused why he was in that cute little sailor's outfit.
Little Kermit?
Yeah. Why does he look like that?
He's just a baby. Before he was a full Muppet, he was a sailor. Yeah, and these are the Cartoon All-Stars, but they feel more like the B team, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Where's Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, the starting lineup was not present.
But it is pretty sick to see like a bunch of cool characters come together like this. Like,
yeah,
that always got me stoked as a kid watching this.
Yeah, you love a crossover.
Yeah. You know, I remember when Super Smash Brothers first came out on the N64.
True.
Man, yeah, me and my buddy Kyle were playing it and we're like, holy fuck, this is sick.
Yeah, like all the crossover of different characters is pretty awesome.
I mean, just like 2 or 3 years before this, maybe a few more, Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out. So sick. Such a good movie.
True, yeah.
They got Mickey Mouse.
That's interesting. I wonder, like, that kind of tells us Mickey's stance on drugs, I guess.
He's pro crack for sure.
It's like, I don't want to be a part of this bullshit. Crack is awesome.
And I read that it was rumored that the Peanuts gang would be used, but they had their own serious special earlier in 1990 called Why, Charlie Brown, Why? Which was about Linus's classmate, Janice, suffering from leukemia. Pretty...
So...
Huh?
Yeah. So the argument was because they did a leukemia special that they couldn't also put the characters into an anti-drug thing? Like it was just too much serious content?
That's too serious for Charlie Brown.
Like we already talked about cancer. We can't talk about drugs. Come on.
Yeah. Really rough time for cartoon characters, 1990.
If the Peanuts gang was in this, I think it would have just been like Lucy constantly putting a joint up to Charlie Brown's mouth and then taking it away at the last second as he goes to hit it. God damn it. I'm trying to get high.
Here's some more cartoon characters that weren't available because of their own issues that I came up with. He-Man wasn't available either because it came out in the tabloids that he was using steroids. No shit. Mickey Mouse wasn't available because he got stuck on one of those sticky glue trap things and had to chew his own arm off, 127 hours style. Fred Flintstone was supposed to be in this, but he was arrested for charges of animal abuse after it was discovered he had been using a warthog as a garbage disposal for 40 years.
Oh my God.
And the Little Mermaid couldn't be in this because she got stuck in one of those plastic six-pack rings.
Sad.
Shit.
But you know who could be in this? Notably not a cartoon character. George and Barbara Bush.
Yeah, they do open it up for some reason.
For a special called Cartoon All-Stars, I wasn't expecting to see live-action George and Barbara Bush in the first 3 seconds. They could have at least been cartoons and just lended their voices, but hey.
Barbara's almost a cartoon. She's like stimming out on this dog as she's in the intro. Like she's like really scratching the dog.
Just grinding her teeth.
Just counting down the seconds to the next hit of crack she finds.
Dog is so soft. George, you gotta pet this thing.
And there's a song in this called The Wonderful Ways to Say No, which was written by Academy Award-winning composer Alan Menken and lyricist Howard Ashman, who also wrote the songs for Walt Disney's The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin.
The song is not Academy Award winning, I'll tell you that. And it has some downright terrible advice in the lyrics, but I'll save it till we get there.
Yeah, the lyrics are fucking unhinged for sure. I kind of like the song. It's catchy. It's just it's sung by like the most insane voices. That's the problem. Like all these, like each character has like one word to say and they all have a different insane voice. It's a big problem. And this was financed by McDonald's.
I didn't know that. Where's Grimace? Where's Ronald?
That's true. I couldn't figure out if it was like produced by McDonald's or if it's like just the VHS was distributed by them or something. I don't know. But I mean, if McDonald's wanted to really help teens to stop smoking weed, all you had to do was stop selling chicken McNuggets after 8 p.m.
Yeah, exactly.
So many nights I walked to McDonald's at 2 a.m., walked through the drive-through, get nuggets. And they're like, you have to be a car to be here. I'm like, I'm too high to drive. I just need nuggets.
I thought I was driving.
I'm a turbo teen. And the special was originally simulcasted for a limited time on April 21st, 1990 on all 4 major American television networks.
Wow.
So it aired one day after 420.
Come on, guys. Get it together.
And the tagline on the poster says, drugs don't stand a chance against these guys. And noticeably missing from the poster is the Ninja Turtles. They're the only characters not featured on the poster because I think if you have the Ninja Turtles there and it says drugs don't stand a chance against these guys, the meaning changes immensely. You're like,
that's very true.
The Ninja Turtles are going to fucking smoke all this weed, no problem. Drugs don't stand a chance. All right, let's break down the plot of Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue. So, yeah, it opens up with George H.W. Bush and Barbara Bush and their dog. And they say that we're about to watch the special and it's going to be great. And it's about not doing drugs.
And then they told us to like and subscribe. It was really weird.
George Bush can barely open his eyes. He's fried out of his mind.
Like, I'm on different drugs. It's fine.
Barbara's just strangling the dog.
Jesus Christ.
Just
let him breathe, Barbara.
It just makes her so mad thinking about teens doing drugs. She's just clenching this dog's throat.
If one more American teen picks up the crack pipe, I'm going to kill this dog.
Neck. We'll fucking drop kick this dog.
These are my demands.
So, one morning, a little girl named Corey is sleeping peacefully surrounded by all of her 80s cartoon merchandise. Her brother, Michael, slowly creaks open her door, reaches his arm inside, and snatches her piggy bank off the shelf. Thievery. Then we pan down to the floor where there's a Smurfs comic book. We go inside the comic and into the world of the Smurfs. One Smurf comes out of his home and says, "It's morning already? I was smurfing like a baby." And I never watched Smurfs, but I like these guys. I like how they say Smurf all the time for different adjectives.
Yeah, I didn't really watch the Smurfs either. I don't know what's up with them.
It's pretty. I think they're cool guys. They're fucking smurfing around.
I like how they do that too.
It's pretty cool. I think there's like newer CGI Smurf movies.
Oh yeah, they've been doing.
Oh
I think,
yeah.
like Neil Patrick Harris is the Smurf villain or something. I don't know.
Oh really?
Maybe.
The Smurf looks up out of the comic book and realizes that the piggy bank is gone. So he sounds the alarm, and all the Smurfs come running, saying, "Who smurfed the bell?" They all jump out of the comic book and enter Corey's room and start their mission to wake her up. I bet in the new movies or whatever, the CGI ones, that they make some good jokes with like how they use the word Smurf. You know, like I just smurfed my pants, or
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I bet there's a few of those.
For sure.
And on top of her other dresser, she has a framed photo of Elf, which is kind of weird, but whatever.
Don't we all?
Just love that guy.
Love him so much.
Don't want to put my family up. Just this dude will do.
It's just a portrait of him, blank background. Not even really a notable scene from the show or anything. Just a nice portrait of Elf facing her bed.
It's fucking bizarre. All right. Elf climbs out of the photo frame and enters the room and starts talking to the Garfield lamp beside him. And Elf says, "Garfield, you gotta help us track down the thief." But Garfield refuses, saying, "Life is already so difficult having this lampshade mounted on my back." And then Elf rips the lampshade out of his back and says, "Let me rephrase that. Do you want to help or do you want to be lunch?" Which is pretty aggressive.
I was pretty confused by that. Like, why would he eat Garfield?
Well, it is.
Is that Elf's thing?
It is Elf's thing. He eats cats.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also not an Elf guy, I have to say, but is he maybe a little like mature for this demographic? Like a 5-year-old girl or like young kids that young watching Elf and appreciating the humor? Who was Elf written for?
I don't think Elf is for anybody. It was like a sitcom, like with real people, and he was also a puppet. So he's not even supposed to be a cartoon, I don't think.
That's a good point.
And he just fucking eats cats. I don't know. I've never seen the show.
I also have to say, you know what? I'm probably going to repeat myself a lot here. I didn't really watch a lot of Garfield either, but I'm pretty certain that he's stoned. He's not a reliable voice for this campaign.
That's the thing. I feel like multiple of these characters, even the Smurfs, like they're little freaks for sure.
Yeah.
And Elf is like, I mean, look at his shirt. Like,
Hawaiian shirt, no pants. He's got something going on. At least like a few margaritas or something.
And next, behind a record player, Alvin and the Chipmunks emerge and join the crew. And they're just simply behind the record player. It's already gotten like pretty lazy in terms of rationalizing the existence of the cartoon characters in this world. Like the Smurfs came out of a comic book, Elf came out of a photo, Garfield was a lamp, and now the Chipmunks are
they're just around.
They're just fucking standing in the corner behind some junk. All right. And then next, Winnie the Pooh wakes up beside Corey because he's her toy, like her plush. And Pooh activates the Kermit the Frog alarm clock, waking Corey. And then Slimer from Ghostbusters phases into the room and eats a cornucopia lamp that's on another dresser. She has so many dressers.
And a lot of themed lamps. She doesn't have like a regular lamp.
Yeah. How many lamps do you need? One for every dresser, I guess. 8 dressers, 8 lamps. Also, this frame is pretty great of Slimer here, mid swallowing.
He looks like he was taking the Ozempic or something.
And yeah, Garfield has no business being here, Smurfs, Elf, and this guy has no fucking business being here. This is the bad guy from Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah, like they're scraping the bottom of the barrel for characters at this point.
just a greasy, dead, fat baby or something, right? Like,
Yeah,
he's
I
a
think
ghost.
so, yeah.
Yeah, that guy does not care if people are on drugs or not. I guarantee it. So Slimer swallows the lamp, and then he is able to shine a spotlight onto the dresser, which lets the little girl know that the fucking piggy bank is gone. Meanwhile, Elf, Garfield, and the Chipmunks are walking down the hallway looking for the piggy bank, and they hear a smash. They follow it into Michael's room and hide under his bed. And then Michael hops onto his bed and empties the smashed piggy bank. And there's maybe $7 at the most of quarters that fall out.
At the most, yeah.
And he says, "All right, there must be like $20 in here."
I mean, he's not the smartest guy. The cartoon establishes that.
And we know he's going to use this money to go buy crack, right? With his friends? Or weed.
Yeah, I think weed is the gateway here.
Imagine bringing a fucking sack of quarters to your drug dealer in 1990.
Just counting it out, 25 cents at a time.
If you're paying your drug dealer in quarters, you're about to be fucking stabbed for sure.
Have some self-respect. Just roll up with a piggy bank.
Just roll up with a piggy bank and fucking 20 cartoon characters.
Yeah, they're cool. Don't worry. They're cool.
They're with me. Alvin, get your quarters out. Underneath the bed, the characters are disgusted, saying, "How could he steal from his own sister?" Then Corey knocks on Michael's door. She opens the door and sees her piggy bank, and Michael snaps on her, telling her to stay out, and then lies, saying he was trying to fix it. And Corey says, "That's obviously horseshit, dude. Also, what's in that box?" And she looks at a little box on his bed. Michael grabs the box and puts it under his bed, saying it's none of her business. But under the bed, Alvin opens the box, and it's filled with drug paraphernalia, I guess.
Yeah, I paused on this. I wasn't sure. See
What
some
is
matches. I see some rolling papers, and then beyond that,
There's
I don't know,
some
he's got like
roaches.
a foam football and like a sleeping bag.
It's a tiny sleeping bag for a Smurf.
I don't know.
I think that's like something you start fires with, like if you're in the Cub Scouts or something. I think that might be a
Maybe.
flint, whatever that is. I don't
He's
know.
just planning to go on a 3-day survivalist expedition into the woods where he gets super high.
Yeah, he's going on his peyote journey right after this special. And Theodore the Chipmunk is like, "What the fuck is that stuff?" And the other chipmunk, Simon, is like, "Oh, I know what that stuff is. It's marijuana, an unlawful substance used to experience artificial highs."
What? Yeah, can you explain that line to me? I wrote that down with just like a question mark. I'm just supposed to accept that definition of marijuana?
It's an unlawful substance. Okay, it's illegal at the time, sure.
Yeah, I got that part, but used to experience
artificial highs. They're reaching.
He's like
I
saying
think it's
that
a natural substance.
it's a
right?
natural substance. It's also not like, what is an artificial high? It's like it doesn't match the joy of like raising your newborn daughter above your head or something. Like what I don't really get what that means.
Yeah, Simon's like, if you want to get real high, what you want to do is have a baby.
Read a really
Teen
good
pregnancy
book.
is the real way to get high.
And they have to do another special
Shit, we
where
gotta
they all
backtrack that
intervene
one.
Simon.
Walk it back. Get the president back here.
Oh no, she killed the dog.
The dog
It's
is
too
long
late.
dead. She's got a cat now. Back above the bed, Corey says to Michael that if you needed some money, you could have just asked. And she says, "Are you feeling okay? What's wrong with your eyes?" And the camera zooms in on his cracked out eyes. But he also just looks like every other teenager on TV at this time, played by a coked up 30-year-old man.
That's true, yeah. That's so funny. Even the cartoon teen isn't a teen.
So then Michael puts on some sunglasses and walks out of the house. So the Chipmunks, Elf, and Garfield go back to the room and report to the other cartoon characters that Michael's on drugs. And then various cartoon characters take turns reacting to this news. Even Slimer contorts his body and says, "That's bad news." And yeah, fucking Slimer, what are you even doing here? You're a ghost. You're literally
Get out
dead.
of here. Go cause some ruckus somewhere. I guess because they want you to know that, like, it's not just the good guys who are against drugs, you know? Even the bad guys don't take drugs. So don't think about it.
Although the bad guy, like, in this special is pretty fucking cool.
Slimer?
No, the Smoke character.
Oh, yeah, he is cool. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, that guy fucking rocks.
I smoked some crack as soon as he came on screen.
So all the cartoon characters decide it's their mission to get Michael off the weed, so they all hop out the window and into action, except Winnie the Pooh. He's staying behind for some reason. This whole adventure is really not great for his personal brand, so he's going to stay.
You guys go on ahead. I'll catch up. He's just ripping a bomb.
He goes right into Michael's room under the bed.
No, don't wait for me.
Little do they know it was actually his stash, and Winnie is the one with the weed addiction. Down at the arcade, Michael is smoking weed with his friends. And look at this one guy in the arcade. Look at that guy's hair.
Shit, get a haircut, brother.
What the fuck is that?
Did he style it that way? It looks like it. He looks like a fucking Oompa Loompa.
He looks like a troll doll, yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I guess.
Well, obviously, don't hang out with that guy. That goes without saying.
Oh, no. That guy's on heroin. Yeah.
That's the most evil guy I've seen so far in this special.
He'll get his own special after this.
About sensible haircuts.
The president and Barbara just come in with these crazy haircuts, petting their dog with the same fucking haircut. So, yeah, Michael's smoking weed with his friends.
Holy shit.
When he exhales, the smoke apparates into a cool-ass Smoke character named Smoke. And Smoke says, "Weed is great and makes you forget all your problems." And one of Michael's friends is like, "This weed is pretty good, but I got something better." And he reveals some loose crack rocks he was holding in his fist. And Smoke is like, "Now that's cool." And then all the kids agree to smoke crack. Yeah.
Maybe I'll put this out there as a question. Like, how removed from reality is this? You know, from like people's experience? Like, did this ever happen to anyone?
Like the jump from smoking weed to smoking crack?
Not necessarily the jump, but the circumstances of just like you're hanging out with your friends and one of them's just got a bunch of crack, and everyone in the circle goes like, "Sure, I'll try it." I just don't know.
I've heard good things.
They're all so down.
Well, they didn't have Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue to watch.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, I think this might have been written by Barbara Bush and her dog as the ghostwriter.
You're 100% right, though. I mean, like, not that she wrote it, but like, it might as well have been. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to smoke crack, but then the sound of police sirens makes the kids scatter, and they just drop the crack on the ground.
Not a bad move.
I guess so, yeah. And Michael ends up alone with Smoke at the end of an alley, and the long shadow of a police officer descends upon them. But the officer says, "What's up, Doc?" It's fucking Bugs Bunny with the police hat. And Bugs asks Michael how he got started smoking weed. And Michael refuses to give him an answer, so Bugs reveals that he is a time machine. And they're going to basically go do a Christmas Carol now, looking at his past, future, and present.
I mean, Michael definitely smoked that crack, right?
To start this series of increasingly psychedelic events.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the special just descends into chaos starting here. And it, like, the linear, like, narrative goes right out the window, too. And it becomes very abstract.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back at the house, Dad notices that there's a couple of beers missing from the fridge. But Mom reassures him that he probably drank them last night and forgot about it. One of Dad's classic blackouts.
Yeah, that's a little concerning how casual that conversation was.
I think this guy needs his own special for his alcoholism.
It's like, oh, you just drank them and forgot about it, like you always do.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
That's okay.
And then Mom asks Corey, the little girl, is there anything wrong with your brother Michael? But Corey says, I don't think so. And then Mom walks away. And then Winnie the Pooh, who is sitting on the table, says, Corey, why didn't you tell her? And then Corey's like, Pooh, what the fuck? You can talk?
I shouldn't have drank all that Benadryl that was on Mom's nightstand.
So she didn't see anybody talking before, or like any of the other cartoon characters?
No, I don't think so. This is the first time that she has a conversation with them.
Yeah, but
Because otherwise they're just lurking in the shadows.
Slimer literally was shining a spotlight in her bedroom.
You're right.
Where does she think that fucking came from?
Yeah, you're right.
That's crazy.
Maybe he's always around.
Okay, so he gets a pass. She knows about him.
Yeah.
Back in the time machine, Bugs, Michael, and Smoke travel to the black and white times of 2 years ago. Young Michael is playing frisbee with his friends, having some good, clean, drug-free fun. Then young Michael walks behind a building, seeing some older kids smoking weed, and young Michael says, are you guys cruising for lung cancer or what? But then he is easily peer-pressured into smoking as well.
And Bugs Bunny absolutely roasts him here. It kind of pissed me off.
He roasts Michael?
Yeah. He's just kind of like, they're watching this unfold, and I forget what he says, but he's kind of like basically just calling him a dumbass.
Yeah, the cartoon characters are not nice in this. They're really mean to Michael, and their like solution to stop drugs is either like telling Michael how stupid he is or like physically assaulting him.
Yeah, this was sort of like that's by and large my issue with these types of things. It's just like this binary of like, if you do drugs even once, you're a fuck up loser.
But violence is okay, being mean's okay, lying's okay, being a fucking creep is okay.
Those 80s, very scared of drugs and what they are doing to the children.
Back at the house, Corey approaches her dad in the garage and admits she is worried about Michael and says he's acting weird. But Dad says that all teens are weird and the conversation is over.
This guy's as fucking useless as Pingu's dad. Your daughter's coming to you in a time of need, and she's like, can we talk?
Just as soon as I drink my 8 beers, we'll sit down for a nice talk.
I'm worried about Michael. Hey, he's fine. Get
Teens
the fuck
are
out
weird.
of here. I'm doing
You're
garage
weird
stuff.
too. I'm fucking weird. Whatever.
Sorry, honey. I'm too high right now. Can't talk about this.
Next, it's time to interrogate Michael's present. As we see Michael and a couple of his friends in a park smoking weed, and this one chick explains that if they could get $10, she could score them some crack. Michael says that crack is whack, but then his friends call him a baby and steal his wallet, running away. And the whole like time machine thing is just gone now. That was just for that one segment, I guess.
Yeah, it's a good point. Also, I would not hang out with someone wearing that hat. I just gotta say, she's obviously got some shit going on. She's wearing that thing and stealing people's wallet.
That's a big hat. What is that? A beret? Like a giant beret or a sombrero?
It's
I
just
think it's a black sombrero.
It's a big circle.
Just a big circle. Oh, it's one of those Amish hats. As Michael chases his friend / thief, a Ninja Turtle removes a manhole cover on the ground, causing Michael to fall inside. It's Michelangelo. And he's being a dick. He's very sarcastic and rude and attempts to shame Michael out of his drug use.
Michelangelo has no business being in this anti-drug PSA.
Why is there only one Ninja Turtle?
And why'd they pick that one?
The one with the same name as the main character.
That's true. Yeah, the
Two
whole squad
Michaels.
should be here.
Yeah, why is there only one?
I don't know.
He's the only all-star from the Ninja Turtles? The rest of them are fucking not...
He's not even the leader.
Qualified? Who's the leader? Raphael?
I think the red guy, yeah. Yeah, it's got no business being here. Also, they got all the chipmunks.
They got all the chipmunks, all the DuckTales guy.
Got most of the Smurfs, I assume.
There's probably hundreds of Smurfs we don't know about, but yeah. Where's the rat?
Yeah,
Splinter.
Where's Splinter at?
But yeah, Michelangelo is just being a dick, trying to shame Michael out of his drug use, saying his brain must be fucked and he's an idiot and he's a piece of shit. Him and Bugs are right on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Also, you don't even know this kid. You're literally just meeting him and just fucking berating him. What about all the other crack smoking kids in this town? There's tons.
It's true.
You only care about this one?
He's the only one that can see cartoon characters, though, because he's
the
done
only
so
one
much
high
crack.
enough to see them.
Like, holy shit, you can see us? You're fucked, man.
Yeah. If you could
got
see
a problem.
if you could see I exist, that means you're too high. And then Michelangelo pulls the plug on the sewer, and Michael and Smoke get sucked down the drain and land in a roller coaster inside some purple quantumanium realm. Now they're in this roller coaster, and baby Kermit and baby Miss Piggy are on the roller coaster too. And they explain that they're going to take a ride through a human brain. And the
Thanks to the power of imagination, they say.
ride...
As if to specify no drugs were involved in the making of this animated sequence. This was all done with the power of imagination.
Absolutely no acid was dropped, which is a huge fucking lie. Then the ride commences, and they fly down a steep drop and some loop-de-loops, and Kermit explains, the higher the high, the lower the low. And then a fucking lightning storm is happening all throughout the Quantumania brain world, and there are demon dragon ghosts flying, and Michael's like, what the hell is happening? And Kermit's like, drugs! This is what happens when you're on drugs! Which is insane. And it's kind of cool.
Well, that's the thing. It is kind of cool.
It's a cool roller coaster.
Kids love roller coasters. It's like one of their favorite things that you can do with a kid is go on a roller coaster. And there's cool lightning. I don't know. Don't make drugs look like a sweet ride, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. There's this fucking amoeboid skull flying around. That's sick.
They should have been in like a fucking library, and they can't read any books because all the words are messed up or something. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Don't put me in a sick roller coaster, sick colorful roller coaster, and go like, oh, watch out for this. You don't want to be on this ride.
Yeah. There's a cool fucking ghost dragon that can't hurt you because it's a ghost. It's so cool. Where's this week's cursed frame? It's around here somewhere. Here it is. Here's this week's cursed frame. Hell yeah.
This would have been a good poster for the movie.
Yeah. And if you're just listening, the link to the cursed frame is in the description, so you could check out this insane image.
He does look absolutely deranged. He kind of looks like that guy from the arcade with the crazy haircut.
Yeah, true, yeah. This is the kind of reaction basically we make every week when we see the cursed frame.
That's true.
This is how you look after you've just seen Titanor's toe for the first time. So then they go down a trippy tunnel and break through some metaphorical glass wall and end up in a giant version of Michael. They're in his eye, hitting home the lesson that all this crazy roller coaster bullshit wasn't happening inside just any old brain. It was Michael's brain. Surprise dog reaction. And Smoke is like, this is cool.
He's kind of right. It's undeniably a cool thing that's happening.
Yeah, and also Smoke is fucking rad. I like him.
He just wants to have a good time.
He thinks everything is cool. He's got a great attitude. Everyone else is like mad and angry and mean. And he's just like, yeah, whatever it is cool. Whatever we're doing. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's a great hang.
He's a yes man.
Then the giant Michael tries to ride a skateboard but has no balance or motor skills because he's high, so he's going to fall, which causes the brain world to start collapsing. All the Muppet Babies escape, but Michael is trapped inside with Smoke. Muppet Babies, see, they're bad. They just fucking leave them behind and slam the door behind them?
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah.
Smoke is like a ride or die. He's like, I'll stay with you to the end, man. He's a good guy. And then giant high Michael crashes into the grass, begging for someone to help him. Then he is greeted by the DuckTales nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
I don't like looking at these guys.
Oh, I knew you would hate these guys. Because of their voices, right? Their voices are insane.
Even before their voices, I just don't like their perfectly round heads. They just look annoying. Before you even hear them, they look annoying.
They look how they sound, that's for sure.
Yeah.
they sound like they've smoked about 80 packs of cigarettes. So.
That's true.
And the Ducks explain that he should just say no to drugs, and then they launch into a song called Wonderful Ways to Say No. And all the characters from the special get involved, as well as some other characters that we haven't even seen yet. And their singing voices are all each one more terrible than the last.
Yep.
And they all sing one line. It's a good song. I like the song. It's catchy.
I've got to make something clear though. There's a line in here where Tigger hops out of a bush.
Oh yeah.
And he says that if someone offers you drugs, to spit right in his eye and say no. And I'm telling you, listener, if someone offers you drugs, do not spit in their eye. It's going to dramatically escalate the situation, and it's going to be bad.
You're going to be stabbed in no time. It's worse than paying in quarters.
It's worse than paying in quarters. You can't spit in someone's eye if they offer you drugs. Do not listen to Tigger.
Yeah, the whole song is listing ways that you could say no to someone offering you drugs. But all the ways they list are so fucking questionable and awful.
Yeah.
Imagine spitting in somebody's eye in any situation. Especially after somebody's offering you something. That's so rude. Even if it's drugs.
That's a fight. Like you can't, I don't know why they would tell you to do that.
And also, Elf says during the song, another way you could say no is make up a lie, like your little sister's hamster died, which is just fucking elaborate and bizarre, and should really not affect your ability to smoke weed, to be honest.
Hey man, you want to come over and hang out and smoke? Oh, sorry, my little sister's hamster died. We gotta host the funeral. So I'm putting my speech together.
Not going to be available for the next few weeks. So.
I got to be sharp.
And also, baby Miss Piggy, her way to say no is just drop kick the camera while screaming no. Which would also be an insane reaction to someone offering you drugs.
Drop kick the what?
The camera.
What camera?
Well, the view. She just flies towards us.
Oh, okay.
So, drop kick the drug dealer.
Yeah.
While screaming no.
Yeah, a lot of these solutions to being offered drugs are to like physically fight the person who is presenting them to you, which I just have to say is not the move.
A million wonderful ways to say no. Just get your gun and shoot him in the head. What would be some other violent ways to say no? Just sneak into his house and slit his throat while he's sleeping.
Jesus Christ, Miss Piggy.
Mrs. Piggy, put the gun down.
Jesus, Barbara.
Throw your dog at them.
Just strangle their dog.
And as the song ends, Michael wakes up in his bed saying, "Holy shit, what a nightmare. I need my weed." Then he grabs his drug box from under his bed. And then Corey comes into his room and says, "Why don't you talk to Mom and Dad? I want things to be like they were before when we were close and could talk to each other." And then Michael
throws her at a wall.
Oh yeah, he snaps and he gets so violent. He's saying
because
no
he was
to her.
listening to Miss Piggy.
That's how you say no to somebody. You throw them against the wall as hard as you can. He grabs his little sister by the arm and says, "You better not say a word," and then throws her against the wall. But then he snaps out of it. He's like, "Holy fuck, what am I doing? I didn't mean to do it, sis." But it's too late. Corey runs away in fear, and Michael starts crying. Then Michael stares into the mirror inside his drug box and says he doesn't know who he is anymore. Then his reflection turns into Elf, and Elf pulls Michael into the mirror. He doesn't know who he is anymore. He's Elf.
He's Elf. Surprise.
Duh.
You're signed on to an 8-season deal, buddy.
You're the new Elf. I hope you like cats. Within the drug box mirror world, it's like a funhouse mirror room, and Elf explains that sometimes we don't see things for how they are. And Elf asks Michael to look into a mirror and describe what he sees. Michael says it's just me, but Elf is like, "No, dude, look again." And then Michael looks and sees himself as a disgusting fucking zombie. Pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
He's got 2 Adam's apples.
Right.
Michael says he could quit if he wanted, but Elf says, well, you better go talk to the man in charge. And Michael says, but that's me. I'm in charge of my life. And Elf leads him down a hallway to a door that says man in charge on it.
They open up the door and George Bush is in there just waiting for him.
It's Barbara petting her, stroking her dog. I was expecting you. So Michael opens the door, and inside a chair spins around, revealing the man in charge. It's Smoke. Back in reality, Corey enters Michael's room and sees the drug box on the floor, and Smoke tries to entice her into opening the box, and it works. And back with Michael, he is running through a demented carnival trying to find his way out, but he is being tormented by the Twisted World and by the DuckTales characters for some reason. Like, everything's messing with him, but then also the fucking DuckTales are messing with him.
Yeah, they kind of flipped the script. They decided to just get in on the action and start terrorizing this kid because it's funny.
The cartoon characters are all evil.
Yeah,
They're just
their
rude,
intentions aren't
violent.
pure. I think they're just capitalizing on an opportunity to sow chaos.
So Michael's flying all over this demented world, being bounced around from one point to another, and eventually he's sucked up through a giant straw into Miss Piggy's mouth. Ew.
Gross.
Yeah, you see her little, like,
Uvula.
your little Miss Piggy uvula. She spits him out. And finally, he ends up at a psychic booth, and Daffy Duck is in there with the crystal ball. But back with Corey, Smoke tries to get her to smoke weed. And Corey says, maybe if I do what Michael does, we can be friends again. Back at the carnival, Daffy and Michael look into the crystal ball, and they see Michael's future. He's a fully cracked out, shaky zombie. Just like sitting on a fucking... This is like a cult table, like he's being sacrificed or something. Like, what the hell is happening in your future, dude? That's what happens if you smoke too much weed? Jesus. Then all the cartoon characters step into the room one by one and give him a piece of motivational advice. Then Michael runs through a door and he's back in his room and he sees his sister with the drug box. He smacks it out of her hands and says, I was wrong to smoke weed and now I don't know if I can stop because I'm addicted. But Corey explains that she will help him and so will Mom and Dad. And then Michael grabs Smoke and violently slams him out the window and into a passing garbage truck. Violence is always the answer.
Yeah.
But Michael says he's going to come back though. And Corey says, don't worry, me and all the other cartoon characters will be ready for him. And then we pan over to the poster that has all the cartoon characters on it, and they all agree. Then Michael and Corey hug, and Michael says, let's go talk to Mom and Dad. And with that, drugs have been defeated. Yay.
Thank God.
All right, well, let's try out this new segment, saying we're both going to say one nice thing before we leave.
Okay.
Do you have a nice thing to say?
Well, I guess, something we already talked about is I do love a crossover episode. And I just think it was fun, and I can see kids really liking like just having all these characters in one thing. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. I kind of wish they were talking. Oh, no, that's not a nice thing, but I kind of wish they were all doing something else. But nonetheless, I liked having all these characters in one place, hamming it up.
Hell yeah. I had the exact same nice thing to say because there's not really much else to say. Yeah, getting all these characters together was dope. It sucks that the main plot was about some random teen named Michael.
Yeah.
It would have been better if like one of the DuckTales kids got addicted to crack instead or something, so we could just focus on the cartoons more.
Yeah, like Garfield obviously has a problem.
Oh yeah, he's a overeating.
He's a chronic user for sure.
They all have different ailments that they could be focusing on.
That's a good point. Yeah. I think those little duck boys are on some kind of stimulant that they probably don't need to be on, some kind of pill. Elf is on downers, I think, just to keep himself regulated. There are a lot of, we didn't need to bring Michael into this. I think all of these guys, I mean, I'm not even going to touch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That goes without saying.
Well, they clearly smoke so much weed and just eat pizza in the sewer all day. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think a lot of pot calling the kettle black in this special, but what do I know?
And the animators were probably the highest ones of anybody. So
they were projecting big time. Like they even have the line about like, this was done with imagination. It's like, all right, you don't have to convince me. Why are you trying to convince me so hard?
No, it wasn't. All right, if you want to support the show, click subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. That would be dope. Next week, we are covering Rubik the Amazing Cube.
I've never heard of this, but that sounds awful.
It's a cartoon about Rubik's Cube. It's going to be insane. It's going to be great. We're going to watch a random episode because it's really hard to find the first episode. So that's going to be great. Are you looking at the little character?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not freak. What you would expect him to look like, that's for sure.
No.
They made him a fucking gremlin for some reason. Instead of just making him a Rubik's Cube like he probably should have been drawn as.
This must be like the 50s or the 60s, right?
Oh, no, that's 80s for sure.
Oh, really?
I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 83 to 84.
Because the Rubik's Cube wasn't invented, and they didn't have the technology in the 60s to get that many colors on a cube.
Fair enough.
All right, that's going to be great. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.